Hi everyone, welcome to the Movie Session Show. My name is Fariba, and tonight we're about to watch the season 2 finale of Daredevil Born Again. I can't believe we've already gotten to this point. We had such an incredible couple of weeks reacting to this series, and that's coming from the fact that, last year I had a lot of issues with season 1. That's not to say that, I didn't have a good time seeing Matt Murdock come back in this whole revival, but there was the argument that the first season wasn't up to the quality that we all would have hoped in comparison to the original Netflix era. Now, that being the case, it does sound so that whoever, again, the creative people behind the series may have taken those criticisms and actually try to amend a lot of those. I think they were able to accomplish a lot of the key issues that we had last season and fixed it this season. I think now that, we've finally got this really quality story, this series of Daredevil Born Again season 2, where we're seeing this conflict between Matt Murdock and Kingpin and seeing just how scary the rise of Kingpin has been throughout this whole couple of weeks, let alone seeing the consequences of what's been happening from both sides. And I think that, this season, I think we can all, in a sense, agree that this season has really reached the quality of the original Netflix era. Now, as to whether or not this season is better than at least seasons 1 and 3, that is something that I can't give a verdict yet, just because we still have to watch the series, the season finale. And of course, we still have season 3 coming out. So I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to end off and how that's going to set up next season. I'm sure we have a little bit of a spoilers because, again, as I remember, certain people could not stop posting some spoilers online. But even that being the case, I am still open to see how things are going to end. I'm still going to be very invested in seeing this season 2 finale and how things end off for Kingpin and Matt Murdock / Daredevil, and how they're going to situate with the situation that's going on with Mayor Fix, especially now that Vanessa is no longer by his side, which is the biggest thing that I don't think any of us would have imagined was going to happen, yet it actually happened. So yeah, I think this is a series that I am sad that the journey has ended, but also I'm very interested to see how this is going to set up the future of the show. As I said, we're going to have season 3 for sure. So that's actually filming right now. But yeah, I don't even want to wait any longer. I've babbled quite enough. So without further ado, let's get right down into the season 2 finale of Daredevil Born Again. What kind of alternate reality is this?
Miss McDuffie?
Yeah, daydreaming.
Oh, no answer again.
Uh-oh.
Is it?
Oh, God.
Oh, he's
Not
fine.
even that bad.
Yeah.
It's easy for you to say. I'm not Bill Earth.
Oh. Nope.
No. Selected by millions, chosen by millions of New Yorkers. They think that my grief has clouded my judgment. Do you believe that? Nice.
Oh, it has.
Tonight,
Is that a subpoena? Oh, we're about to have a court battle. Hey.
Here's combative.
Oh. At least he showed up. This is awkward.
Sidesteps any objective diagnosis with conjecture.
Mr. Hopberg, you know better. Mr. Murdoch, are you okay?
I am outstanding. Thank you, Ron.
Mr. Hopberg, please continue.
Thank you so much. No further questions.
Time to discredit Heather.
Is that a question? Dr. Glenn, did you strike Miss Page during your evaluation last night? Absolutely not. Sustained. No further questions. Sure. She didn't need a mask. She hid behind daredevils.
In the same way that you're hiding behind the Fisk administration.
Objection.
Sustained.
I see. Thank you. No further questions.
The court is recessed for lunch. When we
Wow,
return,
this
the
is
defense can
so
call its
awkward. Is that bullseye? What the hell's going on? Oh, they're disguising him as Bullseye. Oh, they're framing Bullseye. These little pieces of shit. Oh man.
The defense calls Mayor Wilson Fisk.
Ugh, that must be some mouthfuls to say that.
I do.
State
Oh, he's listening to his heart.
Wilson Grant Fisk. I was taught to find the biggest man.
Who gave him
Down.
what? What's going on? Oh,
Lovely, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for joining us today.
Not at all. I
was a little surprised that you showed up.
could say the same for you.
Thank you. I'll live.
Mhm. Oh, that is the real deer. Oh, that's the real Bullseye right there. That's the real Bullseye. Ooh.
This is about it.
Trying to frame him? Not on his watch. Ugh. I thought that was the last time we saw him. Oh,
Beast.
yikes.
How was it?
Sorry, was that an answer or a speech, Mr. Mayor?
You asked me why I enacted the Safer Streets initiative.
You and ultimately murdering your wife. An assassin, actually, who I believe was once in your employ.
Objection. This is contemptible, even for Councilor Murdoch.
Sustained this kitchen.
We really want to do this, Mr. Murdoch.
Absolutely, sir. Presented his testimony from Officer Powell, who is in your employ, who takes his orders from you. It is the allegation of the district attorney, who, guess what, is in your employ, takes his orders from you.
Objection.
Overruled.
Your Honor, at this point, I would like to introduce evidence regarding the Northern Star video testimony.
Legal system. And now he's thrown in a cell forever.
What is this? Oh, shit.
Excuse me?
Oh, shit. What was that? Oh, oh.
You're charged with providing support to terrorist attacks.
Duality, I see.
The defense provided exculpatory evidence. Through evidence, testimony, and your own statements, we have determined that Daredevil was on the Northern Star, correct?
It's safe to say.
So, if only we could ask him what he witnessed that night.
Are you going to feel yourself?
On this road with you, Mr. Murdoch.
Take me, for example. I took a bullet for you, didn't I? Would that make me a hero?
You should have not pissed off the governor.
Answer it. Answer it, sir. I will answer it. You don't get to know what comes through our port. All you need to know is that I'm running this city and it's thriving. Anything else is above your pay grade, little man.
There was another witness on that boat, haven't we? A witness who, in fact, is in this courtroom today. Isn't that right, Mr. Mayor?
Are you going to reveal yourself?
You and I both know who Daredevil is. He's the man.
Matt, what should I do?
Yes, I.
No, I'm the one.
I am Daredevil.
Oh my
Objection.
god. First question is what is going to happen next?
Going to tell this court that Daredevil is a blind.
I can't believe you just did that.
Smuggle weapons is a criminal act. Enough evidence has been provided to charge Fisk with these crimes. But first,
I'm not finished. Your Honor, this court was formed to adjudicate the Safer Streets Initiative, an initiative
My
created
head is
by
spinning
this
right
man, Mayor Fisk, in furtherance of his criminal agenda to decide justice.
Order. Order. Please. Crimes cannot be judged by this court.
thank you, Your Honor. I move for dismissal.
Granted, this case is dismissed with prejudice. Miss Page, you're free to go. Mr. Murdoch, please remain in the courthouse.
Oh, fuck. He's a trout. Oh.
You want nothing, Mr. Murdoch. Nothing.
What's that supposed to mean?
There's attempted murder against a government official. Your assassin lived. He has a lot to say. This is the part where you resign.
There's a process for what you propose. You've aligned yourself with Miss Jones.
Watch yourself, Kingpin.
What is that supposed to mean?
Murdoch's coming out. Prepare the shot. Repeat, prepare to take the shot.
Sorry, pal. Wrong bullseye. Sir, it's a trap. Okay, wait, you don't want to do that. You don't... Out of here, go.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Get the man out of here and don't let Murdoch leave the bed.
This task force is not at this point. He just wants to tear it all down.
I'm calling in the National Guard. Wait. There's more.
Oh. Oh my god, that is freakish. Oh. Oh.
I will stand and fight.
Oh. This is too close to reality.
You.
This is starting to turn into insurrection.
He's asking for to take it back.
I need to go.
Trick or treat.
Oh, he's wearing a Daredevil suit. Oh, Mahoney!
Stay safe.
Me too.
Right?
Finally.
Oh, this is turning a little bit too real. That's not a good thing.
Jerry, how are you supposed to be?
Balls not fired too? I give you a direct fucking order. No. Fine, you won't do it, I will.
Ah, finally, someone with the balls.
Get him out of here.
Oh, there's Malus.
Don't you ever touch
Oh, you got the friend meeting. What's up,
A little bit too close to reality in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, Sheila's about to become the mayor, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Has me support.
So.
She's about to become mayor.
As your citizenship go into exile, and the AG promised. Oh, no.
Don't. This is how I do.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, this part's a little too cheesy, not gonna lie, but
I have done everything for you. I've given you my heart and my soul. Liar! No! Stop!
oh god. He took off the cowl. He took off the cowl. Took off the cowl. He took off the cowl.
Yeah.
Listen. It's over. It's over for both of us.
This is one of those cases that you probably do want Doctor Strange to wipe everyone's memories right now.
Big deal.
It's starting to look like season 3.
Retribution.
It's just starting to look like season 3 in a sense.
It means nothing to me. What about Grace?
Resign.
Please. I accept.
It's okay. Neither do I. Still like to take a shot at him.
Yeah, me too.
Cops are coming.
Matthew Murdoch, yes, sir. You're under arrest for assault, attempted murder, and it's a long list.
Daredevil's crimes.
You have the right to
Waive the advisement, not the rights. Used to be a lawyer.
Mike? Ah! Luke Cage! So he did show up!
Oh, I missed you.
Baby.
Thought you should have this.
It's him!
Welcome to the vault.
Oh, it's him! I remember him! I don't remember his name right now, but I remember him. I was confused.
Oh.
Bullseye! Why going after him?
That's
Is she back? Yup. Looks like she's back. PIing. We know what this is gonna be about. Oh, they got arrested too. Oh, Powell got arrested. Thank Lord. Oh, so he did escape. So that was the season 2 finale of Daredevil Born Again, and there's a lot to really uncover. I think the first thing that I'm sure a lot of us are probably thinking, where's Doctor Strange to wipe everyone's memories about Daredevil's identity? Because that's like the first thing that was coming up in my head. I'm like, I think this is like the good time to have a No Way Home moment. Just saying. But yeah, I will say that again, I kind of already knew how things were going to end, given what some specific people may have spoiled. So we knew for a fact that this was like a couple of weeks ago, Mike Coulter had accidentally shared a photo that basically kind of confirmed that Matt was in prison. It was like an orange jumpsuit, and I think the moment that we saw that photo, I think we all kind of knew that he probably gave up his identity. Like, he probably exposed himself as Daredevil, which I assumed was going to be the case, but I still was kind of opening up that maybe it could be something else. And clearly, like, I think the more that we start to see how much he was trying to get through this court case, the more I was getting convinced I was probably going to reveal himself as Daredevil as a way to end the standoff with Kingpin. And I mean, as they said, like, he's the only other person who was there to witness the actual North Star collapse was Daredevil, which was him. So he's the only person left to really testify in all of that. So let's get down to the gist of that. Now, I will say that if there's one thing that I was missing a lot of action of, it was lawyer Matt Murdock. I think we all love lawyer Matt Murdock. I think that's kind of one of the reasons why we really start to like Matt Murdock as a character, because of the fact that he and Foggy would take up, like, you know, these really small cases and try to fight the system. And a lot of times the people that they're fighting off, of course, happen to be Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, and that's kind of what led to the events, of course, of Daredevil and why Matt Murdock essentially became Daredevil. So that's what we really love about it. I think that was something that I felt like we truly were missing this season, was the fact that we didn't have a lawyer Matt Murdock. And of course, there's a reason for that, of course, because of the fact that he has to hide. There's a reason why he had to hide himself, because Kingpin was going after him and Karen. And once he gets, Matt, then he's probably going to go after Karen. So there was no way of really being in public without the fact that Kingpin was also after him, and that once he is gone, then that's going to put everyone else in danger, especially given the fact that he has so much power now that he can obviously abuse. And so it made sense why we didn't get to see a whole lot of lawyer Matt Murdock. And I think even then last season we did have those moments. Like I was happy that we did have those moments, because those are some of the kind of like the nice ways to kind of really see Matt Murdock as like, a human, like, civilian version of himself when he's not, the Daredevil at night. And so that was something that I was just like, oh man, we're going to see this. And of course, when we actually got to see him become the lawyer again last episode, that's where we're like, okay, things are about to unravel. We're finally seeing lawyer Matt Murdock, and now it's just a matter of seeing how that's going to lead to the consequence of it. And I think it was pretty clear at this point that the only way for them to clear Karen off this act, this charge that's against her, which is simply to disprove Kingpin and the fact that he himself is taking too much power into his own hands, that he's the one who's abusing it, that he's the one who's defining everything without due process, of course, right? I think that's a key thing. There's no due process. It's orderless. There is no law. It's lawless, right? And I think the only way to do that was, again, to then convict him, to charge him something that he actually, has committed some crime of, that is a conspiracy that he can then prove, which of course meant having to reveal himself. And I think we saw what happened from there, which is the fact that, we see him finally reveal himself, not in a way that we saw with Peter Parker back in Spider-Man, what was that, Far From Home, where Magneto was the one who exposed him. I think it would have been even far worse if had Kingpin been the one to expose him. And remember this, I mean, a couple episodes ago, they were considering trying to out Matt Murdock, but he didn't have the courage yet to really do that. And I mean, we even see him here that once, Vanessa's gone, that he's like, be careful what you do, because he has the cards too, because it's something so that he was actually going to threaten to expose his identity again. I can't remember if this happened back in season 1 or 2, because I'm sure this was also done back then, and I don't know if this is something that was addressed, but I'm pretty sure at some point they were also, I think there was like an episode where they were also kind of accusing of Matt Murdock as Daredevil. I think he was able to debunk it or something. And so it's kind of funny, because then it's like you look at that episode and now this episode, I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm like 80% sure it happened. It's been a while since I've seen the Netflix episodes, but again, I think the fact that we actually got to the point where he does reveal himself as Daredevil, that he exposes it to the public, as a way, it's almost as if it's like its own chessboard. And I think that's what this whole season has been about. It's been a whole chessboard kind of game. Who is going to be on their side? Who's going to betray them? We see people switch sides in a way. We saw people, who we thought were bad ended up actually playing a different side, but also still being neutral, like Bullseye. And then we see a case where, Matt Murdock, even though he's a key player, he's the one who actually ended up sacrificing himself, so that way the rest of the civilians or the rest of his comrades can then get through, scot-free, and, eventually use that as a weapon to then stop Kingpin. And so it's a really interesting way to end things off. I'm not gonna lie, just looking at that moment. Now, I'll say this, before we get into that moment between Daredevil and Kingpin, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of moments here that seem a little bit too close to home. Although in a much different circumstance, of course. And yeah, like I will say some parts of that was a little too cheesy in my own opinion. Like the moment where they're coming inside the courtroom and there's like a whole, crowd out there who is like clearly anti-Fisk. Like I'm just like looking at that, like this looks a little too cheesy. But I will give props to that final moment between Daredevil and Kingpin, where they have this, like, I think this is what is so great. I think I will applaud the fact that given the the showrunners and the creators that we have. And it's been so many years since we've had the Netflix era that the key thing about, you know, Daredevil and Kingpin's dynamic, the relationship, is that there's a mutuality. They understand who they are to each other. They understand what their purpose is. They understand what their status is in terms of impacting all of New York. And instead of Daredevil having to knock out Kingpin or Kingpin having to knock out Daredevil, there is that mutual moment between them when they realize that, you know, no matter what they do, it's not going to end whatever chaos is going to ensue. And the only way to stop this is by agreeing to something, knowing the fact that things have transpired, that, you know, because of the fact that they both, you know, even though they're on opposite sides of the aisle, they're the ones who are creating chaos and unrest in their city, that the only way to stop it is if they both somehow give some kind of peace to the city. And then that's what, you know, Matt was saying, grace, right? Give this seating some grace. And it's not just Kingpin having to give up his power, having to accept the resignation, but that's also in a way that we see where Matt Murdock is also knowing the fact that he's probably going to be arrested for all the charges for what he's done since, you know, becoming Daredevil, that he's also going to be behind bars as a result. And I think they both had to accept those kinds of fates. And I think that, you know, watching that, I was like, you know, this is honestly the right course of action, because it kind of reminisces a lot with what we saw back in season 3, not like this one, but the one back in the Netflix era where, you know, we saw this moment between Daredevil and Kingpin and how Daredevil wants to, you know, get rid of Kingpin so badly, but knowing the fact that that goes against his own morals. And then that's where they eventually have that deal, that mutuality, that, you know, I will not have, you know, Vanessa in, you know, chains as long as you stay away from Foggy and Karen. And I think having set that deal, that's at least giving them a little bit more of that time to kind of have some peace, but it's a temporary peace. And then, of course, we've seen the consequences of that, where Matt lost Foggy and Kingpin lost Vanessa, and they realized that, you know, if they continue to do this, that, like, I mean, let's be honest, it's because of their actions that it's resulted in people that they love to lose their lives. And I think that that's the big thing of going into the season, is just to kind of see the consequences of that, and just how they both try to accept that, knowing the fact that they both, in a way, lose, but also realize that New York as a city is going to win. And so I'll applaud that. I think that's a great way of really ending things off. Now, I do like this ending a lot more than season 1. So last year's season 1, because it's definitely very gloomy. It's ominous. It's ominous. It's melancholy, because, you know, you realize that New York is in peace now, but at the same time, you know, Matt Murdock is behind bars. Kingpin is now somewhere all alone, not even with Vanessa, right? He doesn't have Vanessa. Vanessa's gone, and the only thing he can do is to find some kind of refuge somewhere where he wouldn't be caught, knowing the fact that he has nothing with him. And then, so to see that kind of ending, I think is the perfect way to conclude everything that's happened so far. Like there is peace, but there's also loss. There's also this acceptance of what's happened as a result of everything that's happened between Matt Murdock, because of this feud between Daredevil and Kingpin. And now we see what happens here. Now, of course, this isn't the end. Like, we saw Mike Coulter, he's back. Now, I mean, we know he's coming back for season 3. I think the question was he going to show up in season 2? I think there had been a lot of kind of implications that he was going to return in some form, some way. I'm surprised that they actually brought him this soon. And then, of course, revealing that the daughter, you know, Jessica's daughter is also his daughter, which is quite accurate to the comics. So there we have that. And of course, we're probably gonna get a catch up with him next season, as well as with Finn Jones as Iron Fist. And then, as we all kind of figure what's going to happen, Heather's gonna become Muse. I think there's already been like set photos of her in like season 3 filming where she's now Muse. So we kind of already knew that was gonna happen. It was kind of implied. It was foreshadowed. She's officially Muse now. So we have that. I wish we could have gotten a little bit more of Kirsten's reaction, knowing the fact that her partner was none other than Daredevil. But I think, as I said, I think what is so great about this season, and what I like about this season compared to the first one, is the fact that it was a lot more of a cohesive story. It was a lot more focused, and not only did it focus on the dynamic between Kingpin and Matt Murdock and how that's been impacting New York. But I think what really was the strong suit for the show was that the supporting cast was really absolutely outstanding. I mean, every performance, whether it be, Michael Gandolfini or Artie Fuson or Margarita Liv, I can't remember her last name. I know it's with an L, the one who plays Heather. I think they've all been putting out some really fantastic performances. I think this season they really showcase how each character is important, how each character plays a part, and how each character is just very human. And I think that that's something that you really have to applaud with the the showrunners for at least giving that development for each of the characters so that they actually allow us as audience to actually care for them. I think that was something that was an issue that I didn't feel that I had with the first season, where we didn't have those kinds of reactions, whereas this season actually did. Like, you're actually rooting for some certain characters, or you're just like, oh, okay, there's some tension going on. But yeah, I think, again, I would say if there was actually one weak point, of course, it's without a doubt the arc for Matt Murdock. I think, he's there, of course, to kind of handle the situation, and we do see him have his conflict with Kingpin becoming the ongoing thing. And yeah, there have been moments where we obviously see him having some conflictions, like, of course, the whole episode with him and Bullseye, and then that flashback with Foggy and how he's kind of having this, this angel and this this demon side of him just trying to sort out whether to save Bullseye or not. And then yeah, I mean, we're seeing those conflicts before. We're seeing those internal conflicts, but at the same time, I think what was, of course, missing is just seeing him like having all these having these internal conflicts that aren't like, because that's what made the first seasons really great, especially seasons 1 and 3, where we really see him kind of have a lot of these conflictions, how he's dealing with a lot of what's going on as a result of his action. I think season 3 was a brilliant way of showcasing this, when he survived the whole situation with Defenders and trying to recoup as Daredevil, and knowing the fact that Kingpin's now back in New York, and of course having that big reveal about his mother. I mean, that was such a great season. I think that was maybe some of the strongest arcs that we got with Matt Murdock specifically, not just Daredevil. I think, and that's what I'm trying to kind of argue, is the fact that we got a great usage of Daredevil, but we got to see so little of Matt Murdock, with the exception of that one episode that we had with the flashback where we actually got to see Matt Murdock. And yet I feel like that wasn't enough. But even that being the case, like, that's not to say that this whole season was a total failure. That's far from it. I think, if anything, this is a great a great path, a great direction that we're seeing with the series. I think, as I said, with this season, it definitely felt more like the Daredevil that we fell in love with back in, when it was still with Netflix. It had that tone, it has that sophistication, it was very focused, and there wasn't really a moment where I felt like anything was too boring. Of course, the first few episodes took a little bit of time to really get into, but once we got past episode 3, things really started to get really great. And even then, like, even the first 3 episodes were pretty good. Like, I was just like these are the slow episodes. These were the slow episodes, and everyone's saying that afterwards it's like great. Like, I wonder what the actual like standards are. And I mean, I think that there was no exaggeration. I think this ended off in a pretty great way. Again, some cheesy moments, but I do applaud that there is a little bit more of a risk, that they did take a bold attempt and going the fact that he does reveal himself, the fact that that there's a mutuality, the fact that he does end up in prison, and then, of course, again, setting up what will eventually become season 3, because again, we're seeing a lot of those we're seeing them plant a lot of what could eventually become plot points in season 3. And so we have that. Of course, as I said, a lot of things are kind of revealed for us. I mean, Sheila becoming the mayor, like, she even says right there, I've got the support of the the state lieutenant or something like that, which again, we already knew, because the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer shows Sheila with Spider-Man. Yeah, we kind of already knew about that. And then, of course, my culture kind of spoiled it with that one post. But even that being the case, I still enjoyed it. Like, even the fact that there was a couple of spoilers here and there, I still enjoyed it. I'm still kind of like watching, like, okay, what's going to become the next move? And I still was just very thoroughly enjoying a lot of what we've seen so far. And I'm just hoping that this is just a continuation of what we're going to see with Daredevil moving forward. And what's so great about it is that we don't have to wait like 3 years for the seasons. Like they're actually like pretty periodic. So we got one last year, we got one this year, we're getting another one next year. I know they're filming season 3 right now, and so I'm very curious to see how things are gonna go moving forward. But yeah, that's been the end of our journey right here. That's all I think I can really say about Daredevil Born Again, other than the fact that I think overall I've really enjoyed it. I think it really took a lot of nerves to kind of take this kind of arc, and I think overall it ended on a very satisfactory note. I think at least a very good ending in a way that it is very in line with what we've seen with Daredevil. Now it's a matter of seeing how things are gonna go with season 3. So that's all I have to say about Daredevil Born Again season 2 finale right here. That's all I have to say right here. But now we know. Now we've seen the consequences of everyone's actions. We've seen what Matt Murdock decided to do. He's basically kind of sacrificed himself as if he was like a board on a chess piece, or a piece of chessboard. And now it's a matter of seeing how things are gonna go. But I want your thoughts, having seen all of Daredevil Born Again season 2. What are your thoughts overall? And if you were to compare this to season 1, I want to know your thoughts about that, as well as what do you think in terms of comparing this to the Netflix era. Do you actually agree with me in the fact that this is just about as close to what we felt with the Netflix era as we have, or maybe you're still not as convinced by that? Knowing the fact that we got to this moment, like, did that stun you? Do you think that that's going to become consequential going into Born Again season 3? I'm sure this is probably not going to have too much of an impact on Spider-Man No Way Home, because he's Brand New Day, because of the fact that he's already in prison. So I think that kind of establishes that kind of loophole right there. But even then, do we still think Daredevil could still show up? Because there is the hand in the Brand New Day trailer. And then, of course, what does this mean moving forward? Like, could season 3 be the end, considering the fact that we just concluded the biggest arc that we had? Of course, we have Muse coming up, so what's next with that? Do we really think Moose is all that, the defenders are going to be facing against? Or is there something that's being hidden amongst the filming set photos that we've had? Or maybe something that we just didn't notice right away? Let me know your thoughts below, and make sure to like and subscribe.